Have you ever wondered why the bookshelves are overflowing with how-to-get-rich guides, yet the number of actual billionaires remains incredibly small? Why does the formula for success used by college dropouts like Steve Jobs or Bill Gates turn into a career suicide for millions of others? The answer doesn't lie in what they did right. It lies in what you cannot see. And what you cannot see is currently tricking your brain into walking off a cliff with absolute confidence. Welcome to the most dangerous cognitive trap in the world of business and self-improvement. It is called survivorship bias. Today, we are going to unmask the liar of the winner that has been deceiving you your entire life. Let's rewind to World War II. The U.S. Air Force faced a critical problem. Their fighter planes were being shot down at an alarming rate. They needed to reinforce the armor, but they couldn't armor the entire plane or it would be too heavy to fly. They had to choose the most critical spots, so the military began collecting data from the planes that survived and returned to base. They surveyed the bullet holes, which riddled the fuselage, especially the wings and the tail. The statistical data was clear. The wings and tail were hit the most. The logic of the generals was swift. Put more armor on the wings and tail. That's where they're getting hit. It sounds reasonable, right? It looks scientific, based on hard data. But wait. A mathematician named Abraham Wald interjected with a statement that would change history. You are going to kill every pilot. If you put armor on the wings, the planes will still be shot down. You must put the armor on the engines and the cockpit, precisely where there are no bullet holes. The generals were confused. The data clearly showed holes in the wings. But Wald explained a chilling truth. The reason those planes returned to base to show us the holes in their wings is that getting shot in the wing doesn't cause the plane to crash. The planes that were shot in the engine or the cockpit, they didn't come back. They're lying at the bottom of the ocean. The holes we don't see are the holes that kill. This is the birth of survivorship bias. It is our tendency to focus exclusively on the survivors, the people who succeeded, and assume that their actions are the formula for success, while completely ignoring the graveyard of failures who did the exact same things but perished. The human brain evolved to process what is visible. We weigh visible data far more heavily than invisible data. This is why you see Steve Jobs drop out and get rich, so you conclude that formal education is irrelevant. But you don't see the hundreds of thousands who dropped out, went bankrupt, and never had a biography written about them. The magazine cover is the plane that returned, the wreckage at the bottom of the sea that you will never hear from. When we apply this flawed logic to real life, it creates catastrophic errors in judgment. Imagine a financial guru telling you, be bold, invest everything. Look at this guy. He went all in on crypto and is now a multimillionaire. Your brain releases dopamine. You see the evidence of success. You see his identity. You believe that risk-taking is the cause of success. But what is the reality? The reality is that there might be 10,000 other people who were just as bold, who went all in at the exact same time, but luck was not on their side. The timing was off. They lost everything. But those people aren't invited to talk shows. They fade into the darkness, becoming silent evidence. Our brains are not designed to calculate the probability of events that did not happen. Therefore, we systematically overestimate the chances of success and underestimate the risks. We see a CEO waking up at 4 a.m. and claiming it's the secret to wealth, forgetting the janitor who also wakes up at 4 a.m. We see an NBA player training hard and saying effort equals success, ignoring the millions of kids who train just as hard but never go pro. This doesn't mean effort isn't important or risk isn't necessary. It means that looking only at the winners provides a severely distorted map of reality. And if you use a distorted map to navigate your life, you're walking into a firing line without knowing it. In the next part, we will explore how to see the invisible and how to decode real success without being fooled. Welcome back to reality. In the first part, we established that survivorship bias is a pair of glasses that distorts the world, blinding us with the light of the winners. The question now is, how do we take these glasses off and see the world as it truly is? The answer is simple yet uncomfortable. You must learn to walk into the graveyard. And by that, I mean the graveyard of failures.
The antidote to survivorship bias is a process called inversion thinking. Instead of asking, what did the successful people do, try asking, what did the failed people do that was identical to the successful people? The moment you ask this, your worldview shifts. Suppose you want to open a coffee shop. Instead of buying a book titled Secrets of the Millionaire Cafe Owner, which is full of survivor bias, you should go talk to the owner of a coffee shop that went out of business. Ask them why they failed. You will discover a shocking truth. You will find that the person who failed also woke up early. They also brewed great coffee. They also had a beautiful shop, and they had just as much passion. When you overlay the data of the winners and the losers, you begin to see the true variables. You see the factors that separate them, which often include luck and timing, variables we love to ignore. If both the winner and the loser were hardworking, then hard work is not the differentiating factor. It is necessary, but not sufficient. It is the ticket to enter the game, not the ticket to the prize. This realization helps you stop worshiping methods and start respecting circumstances. Furthermore, survivorship bias deludes us about talent. In psychology, there is a classic coin toss thought experiment. Imagine 1,000 people flipping a coin. Heads, you stay. Tails, you leave. Round 1, 500 remain. Round 2, 250. Eventually, one person remains who flipped heads 10 times in a row. Society will rush to interview this person. The media will run headlines, secrets of the master coin flipper. That person will write a book about their wrist technique and mindset, genuinely believing they are skilled, self-attribution bias. But in reality, statistically, someone had to win. It was pure randomness. Realizing this isn't meant to make you hopeless or think everything is just luck. It is meant to help you stop blaming yourself for things out of your control and stop being overconfident in things that aren't guaranteed. When you understand that success contains an element of randomness, you improve your risk management. Instead of betting the farm because you trust a formula, you start building a safety net. You realize that even if you do everything right, the plane can still get hit in the engine. The conclusion of decoding this mechanism is to develop negative wisdom. Instead of just learning what to do to win, learn what not to do to avoid losing. Studying failures provides cleaner data because the paths to ruin are often clear and repetitive, while the paths to success are chaotic and complex. So, the next time you see a billionaire on a magazine cover or a guru shouting at you to follow your dreams, pause, take a deep breath, look for the shadow behind them. Look for the planes that didn't come back. Look for the silent graves. There you will hear the loudest warnings. Do not let the light of the survivors blind you to the traps of reality. In this brutal world, seeing what others cannot see is your true advantage.